Good. So hello everyone, I'm Dany Garand, exterior designer at Audi AG. Part of a team that worked on the new TT, exterior design, and we will explain to you in a few minutes the fundamental of the new TT. So from exterior design, two very important things to remember. The TT third generation is trying to make the bridge back to the roots of TT1. So we will talk about proportion, we will talk about detail from the TT first generation that are taking place in this new generation. The second point is we want to make the TT, the new TT, as sporty as possible, because we wanted to have a true ambassador of the sportiness of the brand, and an ambassador which is accessible to public. It's not in a extremely expensive positioning like the R8 is, because then we don't see many R8 on the road. Then the TT will be a very accessible sports car for Audi on the road. That means the TT is very important that it nails the sportiness of the brand. So these two main pillars are very important. To do this, we make sure that the proportion of the TT are very masculine and full of tension. Okay, now having said these two main pillars, we will now describe what is taken from the first generation TT and to make the first bridge, genetic bridge to the third generation. So the first generation TT had a very monolithic body. That means the main body of the car is almost like a block, where we had things to it. That means the first thing that we had is the cabin. That means we have a very clear connection front and at the back to the cabin, to this main body. That means it has a very clear connection and clear intersection between the shoulder, which is the part of the body, and the cabin. So as the first generation TT was, we see this as well here in this new car. On the main body, which is also very reminiscent of the first generation, the section is really straight down low, and the sill is very parallel to the ground as it was on the first TT. So as well there we see a link with the first generation TT. The wheel arches are really reminiscent also from the first generation TT, and they are very clearly intersecting to the body and very well defined. And to reinforce this effect with different colors we have a little step here. Then we made this step that is catching light and reinforcing this effect of added element to the main corpse. We will now talk about details from the first generation and details that are specific TT. One of the details is obviously the cut line, the engine bay or the hood cut line with this wraparound and this movement that we have. This is a must for a TT. Okay, now having said these main geometry, then the TT is also the TT is also in detail to be seen in the third generation. That means this bonnet cut line is very reminiscent of TT and is a must. It's a design element that belongs to TT, and we have to work with this. Another detail that we find on the original TT, which is also here, is the famous fuel cap. This time is also back to a more motorsport design with visible screws, and it's a very nice three-dimensional fuel cap, and it's also a push and a capless. That means it's a very motorsport oriented. So this is a detail that is very important as identification for the TT. At the back, the rounded window is also very important as an identification of a TT. And what I was talking about from this view now, you see it very well, the connection of this cabin and this line running through the rear hatch is also built in the same way as it was on the first generation TT. Here you see this connection really clearly now with this light. So this is the shape, these are the detail. Another extra detail that we took from the first generation TT in this new car is that the exhaust pipe are close together, and as they were on the first generation TT. And this time we always have two together to have a very nice and symmetrical design. So these are the main design elements that we took from the original TT. After we said we need to bring this in a new way and make a new interpretation of the body surface and the form language of this car. So we made sure that we looked at how is the basic geometry behind this surface. The first generation TT, they were very round and spheric. They were like this, the first generation TT, very round and spheric with clear intersection. The second generation TT, the circle, they were melting into each other. That means we had some positive curves going in negative curves. So we didn't want to go with the sphere and the curves. We said this time we will work more with speed lines and facets. That means if I compare to drawing round lines, I'm going with speed and making strokes with a lot of speed, and these strokes are giving a more tension approach and a much more geometric approach to the first two generation TT. So it gives a lot of technical feeling, a lot of speed to the all car form language. This is the main story about the TT1. Now we have the second pillar, that we want to make it a true sports car. That means we call it the DNR, the DNA-R. The DNA-R is that the TT is linking very close to the R8 as ambassador of the brand, of the sportiness of the brand. So to do this at the front, we work the proportion. We look very carefully on the character of the front. So now we will enter in the second chapter of this new design, the DNA-R. So what is the DNA-R? It's basically all the link that we want to make with the motorsport of Audi brand. That means the R18 Le Mans cars and the R8. That means the R18 Le Mans cars had also a double vertical light graphic that gives long distance recognition, and the connoisseurs will recognize that this is coming from motorsport and this is really a breed of sports car from Audi. So this is a very important point. The angle of the lamp and the relationship to the grille is also very, very close to what we have on the R8. That means the intensity of the look of this car is similar to the R8, and the grille proportion is a lot more horizontal than it was. It makes a very nice clean line connection from the bonnet through the headlamp and in the grille, and now we managed to give the Audi rings their position on the bonnet of the car, as they are on the R8. So it makes link to the motorsport Audi cars. Another aspect of the TT will be found on the side view of the car. Now the overall length is the same on the new TT, but we have a front and rear. The front and the rear overhang are really short. That means what's happening with this when you stretch the wheel is that it's giving space for the cabin to breathe. That means the car sits really low between the wheels. It gives even more a sporty feeling and a stable feeling to this. So this is very important to support the sportiness goal that we have. As well here in this area, as you see on the R8, now the new R8, there's a little break here. So it's also making a link like we have on this new R8, and it's giving a lot of optical power to this to the rear end of the car. And all the lines that are coming here beneficiate the Roadster from this, because it gives the Roadster a very nice direction. It's not too symmetrical as it was before. The Roadster has a really nice little wedge, giving a lot of strength at the rear wheel on the car.